Hi and welcome to this video about Google Insights. And wow, what a tool. For some weird reason, this tool is, well, it's not that used, and I really don't understand it because it's an amazing tool. It's a really amazing tool that you can use exactly. Well, it doesn't matter what you sell or what you promote online. This tool can give you so much inside information. Yeah, well, it's amazing. Anyway, let's take a look at it. What can you do here? First and foremost, you have to define a few things here. Do we want to look at worldwide, or do we look at a specific market? And this time we will look at a specific market, the United States. Right. Okay. I will look at the last well, let's say a specific date range. Actually, I can do that as well, and I will look in the period from January 2008 until July 2010. Okay, and now I will search for ski clothing. Well, let's try it and see what happens. Okay, well, when do you think that people are Googling for ski clothing? Obviously, they are not doing that during the summertime, and this is exactly what we see here. But, and here comes the interesting part of this, when you are doing any kind of advertising, it could be in print media, it could be on TV, it could be, wherever. It's very interesting for you to know exactly when do people start to investigate the market, when do they start to learn the market because they want to buy some ski clothing or coffee machines or whatever you sell. And this tool actually tells us exactly when. How come? Well, Google is a mirror of the world. I mean, it is a huge search engine, and when people start an interest in anything, it could be gossip, it could be some kind of products they want to buy, whatever, they Google it. So we can actually rely pretty much on these figures here. And what we see here is that the demand for ski clothing actually starts to rise already when we are here in September, October, and then it really rises up here. And the major demand here is actually around Christmas time, where people Google a lot for ski clothing, and then it goes down, and they have the summertime. Not a lot of people use ski clothing, and again here it rises up, peaks here around, well, between Christmas and New Year, and at the end of December. That's where people really Google for ski clothing. But if you're an advertiser, and it could be advertising in print media, on the internet, whatever, when should you start your advertising to make sure that as many customers as possible are aware of your products? Well, if we look at this, you should actually start advertising around October, and you should be very visible everywhere from, let's say, mid-November, something like that, and all the way until, well, February, something like that, and then the market really declines again. We can do this with all kinds of products or whatever. But what is more interesting, we can actually see where in the US or where in the world, if we took a worldwide search, do people Google the most for ski clothing. And not very surprising, in Montana and Colorado, Vermont, New Hampshire, people Google a lot for ski clothing. Well, I mean, they got the climate, right? So, yeah. If we scroll down a little bit here, you can actually see other searches for the same subject: ski pants, ski jacket, snow ski clothing, ski jacket, ski wear, etc. And you can see the rising searches in that period of time, and that means what really peaks in this period. So this is a very handy tool. You can go to metro areas and say, okay, if I look at this, the Denver area is where people Google most about ski clothing. And, well, it makes sense. I mean, they got a lot of skiing going around in Colorado. So, yeah, no, it's not that weird. We could do a worldwide search instead of that and see what happens then. The figures are almost the same. They start rising here, peaking, and down and up again. So the graph, the curve here is almost the same. But where do people especially Google for that? That's of course in the English-spoken countries like United Kingdom. They Google a lot for ski clothing. In Australia they do, in New Zealand, etc., etc., etc. So you can actually learn a lot about this. You can do other stuff. Let's say that you want to see what's going on in the last 30 days within ski clothing worldwide. And here you have not enough data because this is not the time of the year for ski clothing. We could search for bikinis instead and see what happens. I mean, this is summer right now. So in the last 30 days, a lot of people in Portugal, Spain, United Kingdom, United States, Mexico, and so on are Googling for bikinis, and they are, oh dear. We have a lot of men here, obviously, girls in bikinis, bikinis hot, bikinis women. I mean, hopefully nobody Googles for bikinis men. I hope not. And so on. So you can really learn what's going on. Another thing you actually can do is that you can clear the search field here and enter search. And now you will see the rising searches around the world. And look at this, WikiLeaks. We have this case right now where some, in my opinion, stupid people have leaked a lot of confidential material about the war in Afghanistan. And of course people Google a lot about that. They also Google about StarCraft 2, probably because a new version, and so on down here. So you can here actually day by day see what's hot. You can take the last 7 days instead and see what does it look like. Okay, we have egg recall and we have 19th Amendment. Well, yeah, that's a lot of searches for that as well, of course. If you want to see the impact, we could take the last 90 days and we could search for WikiLeaks and see what happens. Here you see again how many people are actually Googling for this. It's amazing what happens here. And this is pretty amazing too. The country in the world that has the most searches for WikiLeaks is Pakistan, followed by Sweden, Finland, Norway, and all the way down here. And you can see what other searches that has some connection to WikiLeaks that are rising right now. So when you are planning your advertising, do me a favor, use this tool. It is so amazing. It is so amazing. You can compare by locations, by time regions. Let's say that you want to see, you have the searches for WikiLeaks in Australia compared to the search for WikiLeaks in Austria in the last 19 days. Okay, let's look at that. And here we see more or less the same interest. The red line here is Austria and the blue one is Australia, and they are pretty much the same interest in WikiLeaks. And you can actually see where in Australia do people search for WikiLeaks and where don't they. So I mean, you can really regionalize your advertising, make it very precise, and you can do that not only on the internet but everywhere you advertise. I mean, if you buy a billboard and you're selling ski clothing, you know exactly when to buy that billboard and for how long should this billboard be up and visible in order to address the customers that are ready to buy. Because the moment you start interesting for ski clothing, coffee makers, whatever, you start Googling about it on the internet, and that's when that's the exact time that you should hit your customers right in the forehead and say, hey, you're interested in ski clothing. I've got it. And you can maybe close the deal already there, and that means that you got the deal. It also means that your competitors don't. Use Google Insights for search every time you plan any kind of advertising whatsoever. Have fun with it. You can really, really, really learn a lot. And before I say goodbye, please take note, you can actually download these numbers as a CSV file and put it into your Excel spreadsheet, and you can analyze it and you can do a lot of stuff. So I'm not here to take the bread out of the mouth for the media agencies, but I mean advertising, planning, well, you can do a lot of it yourself if you want to do it here, because this is more precise than any gut feeling. This is reality. Take care. See you soon. Bye.